this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Welcome to Game 6 of the Hot Seat, ladies and gentlemen. We have a match on our hands, starting with the red Protoss player spawning in the bottom left-hand position on Expedition Lost. He plays for Team Millennium. He's made a great start to this series. Momentum not quite there anymore, but he's still ahead and can regain it. His name is Lilbow. His opponent spawning as the blue Terran player in the top right-hand position. He plays for Team Liquid.net and is the incumbent King of the Hill on the hot seat by Digit TV. Can he bring this best of 9 series back to level pegging? He's Liquid Bunny. That was a pretty exciting game, and I think that also marks the first game, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, where we had a situation where we had two large armies going up against each other and Bunny won. So previously, when we had these large army fights in the middle of the map, Lilbow's won almost, in fact, possibly just won every single fight to date in the entire series. And with a little bit of help from the boys, Liquid Bunny, with some SCV useful soakage, was able to win the game on Overgrowth and bring this series back to 3-2. So very resourceful there, and just about squeezing Lilbow out. Very, very powerful attack, and the Viking count got too high. I wonder if Lilbow attacked when the Viking count was still 1 and he had 3 Colossi. I really wonder if that would have made a very, very different game on Overgrowth. But now is not the time to wonder about what might have been. As a probe now gets into the main base, will spot that a barracks is down, will also see and double check the amount of gas mined there, and will in fact know that a Reaper is on its way. Now, of course, after this Reaper pops down, I wouldn't at all be surprised to see a reactor followed by double marine and that factory go down for Bunny as well. He has this build down to a T. In the meantime, what are we going to be seeing here from Lilbow? Now, we've seen Twilight Council, we've seen robotics facilities, we've seen Stargate. What is next for our Protoss player here? So we'll be keeping an eye out on that to see what his tech choice is. He's been going for a number of different routes tonight. So, yeah. Trying their best right now, these two probes, to get this SCV away from their territory so that they can actually plonk down a Nexus. At the great micro there from Bunny, able to stop it for basically as long as possible. The SCV is also going to survive. Remember last time this happened, the Mothership Core went nuh-uh. And now we have the Reaper moving into the main base. The Mothership Core also going, hey, I remember you, how's it going? And Bob the Reaper, ladies and gents, is going to be hopping downstairs for a quick bite to eat. And by bite to eat, we mean combat drugs, because it doesn't matter if people shoot at you as long as you have drugs to back you up. These are clearly the lessons taught to us by competitive StarCraft. Disclaimer, not sure that actually applies in real life, but hey-ho. To each their own. We have the Reaper coming in for round 2 now, trying to pick off this probe, constant attacking, and I really think Lilbow needs to move that probe off of that mineral patch. Okay, he does do so. Good, good, good. He needed to do that to make sure it survived. And the Reaper lives to fight another day. Om nom 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 nom. All the drugs. Om nom 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 nom. Command center now about to complete on the low ground, and there we go. We had the reactor, we had the factory. Now the factory's going on. We could see double Widow Mine production coming out here. Nope, it's going to be Hellions by the looks of things. And we've gone straight into that tech lab and the second barracks. So we are delaying a little bit that starport like we've seen previously. Cool, cool. And we are therefore going to be seeing a couple of extra units going into this mid-game, but perhaps less in the way of harassment and drops. Only got the first couple of Hellions so far, and it is going to be the robotics facility this time around. So Lilbow switching it up once again. We had the Twilight Council, by the way, in game number 5. So we have the robotics facility here in game 6. And because the scoreline's 3-2, we're guaranteed to see game number 7 at the very least. And oh dear, this is not the best bit of harassment. Yes, a couple of workers died. Yes, the photon overcharge was baited out, but a couple of Hellions, the Reaper as well, all going down for 3 workers killed. Not that cost effective for Bunny, I have to say, in the early game, and Lilbow holding on to that reasonably well indeed. Stim is also on the way for Bunny now, and another tech lab getting put down on this factory. So we have seen a siege tank or 2 pop out of the compositions here from Bunny. Perhaps that's what this tech lab is for. We've also got an engineering bay on the way to defend against possible Warp Prism and Oracle play, but most likely now just going to be used for those upgrades. And a couple of extra gateways getting put down. Immortals once again. So we're going to be seeing for a bust, ladies and gents. We've seen this before. That was actually the game that Bunny won, where Lilbow was not able to break through the massive numbers of bunkers that were at the front. Is that going to happen this time around again? Ooh. Lilbow trying to change his fortunes and go up 4-2 in this series. We have a probe here just wanting to check out what's going on. Maybe put down a pylon going, hang on a second, why are you shooting at me? I don't know what kind of accent that was, but that's definitely the accent the probe has now. So this is the closest pylon that Lilbow has to this position. More Immortals are coming out. Looks like he's moving out across the map now. A lot of units going to the right-hand side to sort of keep up with the warped-in units from this as well. Bunny is completely oblivious to this at the moment. He's done some great scouting over here with the Marine to see if there are any pylons that might be going down. And Lilbow now, he's going to be working on these back rocks. Bunny, though, has seen it. He knows that these rocks are starting to lose hit points. And we have the siege tank in position here as well. In fact, a second siege tank is going up. Guys, there were no medevacs with this army, by the way. Don't forget. So the fact that these units can be stimmed, but they can only be stimmed a number of times before they completely die out. That is a big, big problem right now. A couple of Zealots getting a little bit rained on by those siege tanks. Double bunker out front, but double bunker is a lot better than the situation that Lilbow faced previously where there were 4 bunkers. And here we go, the Immortals basically leading the charge. One of the bunkers is going to go down almost instantly here. Are we going to see the attack on the second one? No, we're not. Lilbow does retreat as soon as the siege tanks are able to get within range, but okay, we've actually got siege tanks at both locations now. This might end up being okay for Bunny, but he's in a bit of a tricky situation. Still, nowhere close, by the way, to getting medevacs out on the field. Just non-stop Marine production right now to back up these siege tanks. And Lilbow, well, he's in a very aggressive, very chilled out position. Now, if he loses his Mothership Core and his Immortals, for example, he is screwed as far as this attack is concerned. But generally speaking, he's doing very, very well indeed. Sensor tower goes down. I like it. Preventing Bunny from knowing where the army is. Forcing him to use a couple of scans. And there is a scan. Ooh, double Immortal drop, double Immortal drop. Yeah, I want to be seeing that. We'll keep an eye on that Warp Prism as we move once again back into the natural expansion. And ooh, hot, hot, hot. We don't want to be dealing with that at all. There's the Warp Prism moving out towards the right-hand side. He needs to be very, very sneaky. Kills off the Marine SCV, pardon me, that was in the process of scouting. And here we go, the Warp Prism. He's going out back. Are we going to be seeing him target down the tanks? Yes, we are. The hardened shields from those Immortals actually taking an incredibly large amount of damage. And here comes the army up the ramp. Is it going to be enough there? The siege tank still doing so much damage. There are still 3 of them alive up top. A Zealot does manage to kill one of them. A second and third get warped in, but they won't be able to pick off the siege tank. GG, that is enough. And Bunny holds, ladies and gentlemen, and is victorious and brings the series back to 3 apiece. And this guarantees we're going to be going at least to game number 8, because one of these players has to get to 5 wins. This is heating up quite a lot. This is Bunny's first week defending his King of the Hill title. I'm very excited to see what happens next.